what's proposed to be happening is a supermarket coming in, building a steel-framed warehouse that may be here for 20 years at the utmost, whereas this building has been here for possibly 300 years or more.
I must say, since we launched the petition, we've had lots of local people who have said, "Oh, I drank in that pub. That was a great pub." I've actually had a chap from Australia who's emailed us saying that he's now emigrated to Australia. He was a Westbury boy, grew up in Westbury, and he remembers the owner of the pub, publican, and it's all on the petition, and it's really interesting.
Yes, yeah. Well, this sort of thing, it's often the case that people only really appreciate something where it's about to be taken away from them, and of course, you know, this really has concentrated people's minds. And I think if we were unsuccessful, the building was scat down, and nothing was preserved in terms of the memories of people about the building or an architectural survey of the site, that would be a tragedy. We must preserve something, preferably the building, if not the building, a record of its site and the history of it, and the reminiscences and recollections of Westbury people who were associated with it. When we, in 2000, a group of us produced a millennium history of Westbury, and I was responsible for the streetscapes, the sort of the brief thumbnail notes about the various interesting buildings within Westbury. And I wrote in that the Oak Inn had 17th century origins. I found it in some printed source, but couldn't remember or was able to find it again. But I mean, that was actually written down and published in the year 2000, and that didn't seem to have been taken notice of in the run-up to the planning application.
So what was the name of the book, Steve?
The story, I've forgotten, it's called the Westbury Millennium Book, the Westbury 2000. It was a book produced for the millennium.
Do you still have copies of that?
Oh yes, it's available, yes.
Okay, and do you sell those, or where is it available from?
Well, it was available through the Wessex Books shop, but I think, and it went to a reprint, but I'm not sure where it's available now. But it's in Westbury Library, copies are available in the library.
Oh, excellent.